Ladies, welcome to the Feminine Mystery. My name is Azalea Dawn, and on my channel I talk about leveling up, hypergamy, femininity, elegance, and everything you need to attract the right masculine provider for you. Today's video we're going to be talking all about getting broken up with, and I'm going to give you some recommendations for things that I think that you should do and some things that I think that maybe you should not do. Now, I think that this topic is so important because at the end of the day, like statistics wise, if you've been on the channel for a while, you know that I feel that numbers don't lie. A vast majority of relationships are ended by women. Women are 9 times out of 10 the one who end a relationship in some capacity. They are the ones to get up and walk away. They have had their fill and they're like, you know what, this is enough. And that is one very particular experience of a breakup. But when you are the one who is getting broken up with, that can be particularly devastating for a woman. And that's when you really have to, take some time out and reevaluate the way that things are going. Because the last thing that you want is to be that girl who this just keeps happening and happening and happening to again and again. Like you're trapped in a cycle and you don't know how to get out, and all of the best years of your life are going by while this is happening. I want to give you some helpful tidbits to make sure that things are going on a better path from here on out, and I hope that you can receive this information with an open heart and really use it to get yourself on a very positive track from here on out. Now, the first thing that I think that you should do is to keep your struggles as private as possible, right? So when we break up, a lot of times, we really want to run to our friends. We want to run to our community to support us. And I think that that is, a wonderful thing. I don't think that you should isolate yourself by any means, but I really think that you should consider just actually getting an actual therapist, a licensed therapist whose job it is to listen to you talk and help you unpack your feelings, rather than leaning on your social circle for this kind of support at this time. And that might sound really oh, that's a little questionable, but I'm going to be very honest with you right now. If you are in a point where something really bad has gone on in this relationship and it has ended very badly, the reality is that when you're telling people all of your struggles, you're telling people all of these, traumatic things that have happened to you, half of those people are happy that these things are happening to you, truth be told. And that is just, I don't mean to come off as cynical. I am very much, an upbeat and positive person in real life, but I am just, telling you the God's honest truth. A lot of people are happy that you are suffering. They are happy that you are going through the things that you're going through, because misery loves company. And that's the thing. The people that you are leaning on for support while you're in this period of your life, you really have to sit there and think about this. Once you come out of this phase, once you stop, sitting in the suffering and you move on to be happy, are those people going to be happy for you? Right? If you are going through this bad breakup right now and you're, really kind of soaking in it, complaining, feeling those feelings, talking it out. Every time you see this group of friends that you're with, you're talking about how this guy did you wrong and how this hurt you or that hurt you or how he wasn't anything to begin with. And they're like, yeah, talk that S-H-I-T. Are those same people going to be clapping for you when you find the guy that you are truly meant to be with and you get married and he is a provider who is just a kind person? Or are they going to be, the same people who are instead they're trying to keep you in that place that you were when they were having the most fun with you, right? They're trying to keep you in this place where, you were miserable. So they're trying to plant ideas that he's doing this wrong or he's doing that, or maybe he's doing this, or you can't trust him. They're just putting all of their own, negative mindsets and neurotices onto you. Are they really going to be happy for you when you go on and, come out of this negative situation that you're in? That's really something that I think that you should keep in mind. And that's why I think that if you can, I really think that you should just see an actual therapist so that you can work through, what you're going through. And just as far as your friends and your social circle are concerned, leave this man and all mention of him in the past tense. I would just honestly, if I were to get like divorced tomorrow, God forbid, knock on wood that doesn't happen. But if something that bad and that traumatic were to happen to me personally, I would not be on somebody's couch like crying about it. I would be in a therapist's office, and as far as like my social circle, I would just stop even speaking about my ex-husband. I just would not. I would just move on and let other people know that I was available. But let me tell you, a lot of times misery loves company. People love to be with you when you're down, but those same people do not want to be happy for you when you're back up. So it's just something to keep in mind. The next thing that I would really recommend you doing is taking time to travel and experience new things. Now, I think that this works in many different ways. Now, first and foremost, like when you are in a bit of a rut, you're probably not going to be like that productive at your job or whatever it is that you do. If you're like in school, this is probably going to be a big distraction for you. So it's worth it to just go ahead and like acknowledge that and take some time off if you can to just, treat yourself to a little bit of travel to get out there and see new things. Now, part of this is obviously going to be like a pattern interrupt. It's going to get you out of your day-to-day life and just expose you to something new, which is really going to like help take your mind off whatever has happened in this relationship that clearly was not positive. But also, you're going to start to teach yourself to be independent again. You're going to teach yourself to be able to rely on yourself. Because when you're going through these motions that might seem like really mundane, like you're able to buy a plane ticket, you're able to, like get yourself to the airport, you're able to, like check yourself in, put your luggage away, like wherever it needs to go. You're able to, get yourself to your destination and check into your hotel. You're able to like go to wherever it is that you want to go in like a new city, go sightseeing, go and eat somewhere by yourself, right? All of that stuff just teaches you in like a visceral, like it really teaches your body that you're capable of taking care of yourself and that you're capable of meeting your own needs, which is very, very important. And once you start to like, your body is able to like trust itself to like have its physical needs met, and you go on to, like keep on flexing that muscle, you're going to be able to take that with you into your emotional landscape too. You're going to start to understand that the love that you feel like you need in life is something that you can provide yourself. All of the things that you need are within you. And it's just important that you start to see that. So you start to really understand that you already have everything that you need in life. It's all inside of you. And the moment that you start to really like understand that message, like understand this for yourself, your life is going to change in very powerful ways. So it's worth just like doing little things like here and there to really like help like learn that lesson. Next, you really want to define the life that you really want to live. Chances are in this relationship that just was not working clearly, you were probably held back from a lot of your potential if you are really to be honest. The kind of guy who can elevate you, who can take your life to new levels was probably not the guy that you were seeing. Going forward, it's really worthwhile to start to really envision what it is that you want in your ideal life. Are you somebody who you want a masculine provider? You want a guy who not only has the means to provide for you, but who wants to do that for you. He wants to do that for a family. Do you want to live a luxury lifestyle, or are you okay with somebody who is maybe just like a salary worker, somebody who just, earns like a regular living but is still generous? Are you somebody who wants to travel around the world, or is there a particular place that you want to live? Start to really define like what it is that you want for yourself so that you have that in mind when you're seeking out your next relationship and really seeking out the person that you want to build your life with, because you don't really want to get in the habit of just, doing this entire like song and dance like again and again and again while your best years go by. You don't want to train yourself to get in relationships and then break up and be like, oh, he wasn't right for me, all these things were wrong with him, and then like get in a relationship, break up, and then be like, oh, all these things were wrong with him, he wasn't right for me, blah blah blah, blase blase blase. Like, you don't want to live like that, because a lot of people, especially millennials, you see a lot of people who do live like that and they wind up on the other side of 43 still single because they haven't learned anything. You want to be a little introspective here and change your course, change how things are going. Don't get into the same position again. really start to look for the best situation that you can get yourself in and have a clear idea of what it is that you actually want so that you can work towards that. Now, the final thing that I'm going to say here is to cut off dusty men, their raggedy families, their friends, and their churches. Now, I understand that it's going to be a little bit of a harsh message, but it needs to be said. A lot of times when it comes to, like breakups, and especially getting broken up with, because I think that that's a very particular thing, what really stings is the fact that if this is your first time that it's happening to you, then lucky you. But for a lot of women, the reason that it hurts so much is because they go through so much just to find themselves in this situation again and again. And they don't understand why this keeps happening to them. Like, how do they keep on winding up back in this place? And they start to think, oh, is there something wrong with me? Am I doing something? Is there something about me that is like fundamentally like wrong or unlovable, or what is going on here that this keeps on happening to me? But that is the thing. When you keep all of these like connections with these men, this community, right, where this has been allowed to happen, there is a reason, right, why this keeps on happening to you again and again. You are essentially in a situation where you are pushing a boulder uphill. You are using every single ounce of your strength to push and push and push just for it to fall back down, like to roll back down the hill once you have a moment of weakness. And then you have all of these people on the sidelines who are laughing and snickering to themselves about, like basically as they watch you have to walk down the hill all over again and start pushing that boulder uphill. That's what it's like when you keep on these like connections to all of these like dusty men and their community that basically allowed them to be this way. So like when you are having a breakup, the most important thing is that you cut this man off, but also you cut off his family. Okay, there is no reason for you to continue to be friends with his mom, with his sister, with his auntie, like with whoever, because like at the end of the day, yes, they may really love you. They may think that you are a good girl, a good woman, they may think that their son did you wrong. But at the end of the day, they are his family, not yours. They are always going to pick him over you no matter what he does. And if he were to, have gotten you pregnant and owed you child support, and then he's, suddenly on the run in another state because he doesn't want to pay, and he doesn't want you to be able to like serve him his court papers, trust and believe they're going to know where he is and not be telling you. They are going to, in very real ways, pick his side over yours anyway, any day. So you just need to let them go. Just let them know that, unfortunately, like you may have had like a good relationship with him, but you don't want to be in contact anymore. This is just a little bit too much for you, and that you wish them well and then hang up the phone. That is all it needs to be. You can even just do it in a text message because, honey, let me tell you something. You just got to be in a place where you can send the message that needs to be sent and not worry about the reaction. The same with this man's friends, okay? Don't go and date one of his friends. No. Okay, because like you might think like, oh, you're getting back at him, but no, chances are his friends are just as, dusty as he is. Don't do it. And then their churches. Again, the entire community that has allowed this man to be this way in life, there is a reason for it. They are actively emboldening people to behave like this. There is a reason that it is socially acceptable for the man that you were seeing to behave the way that he did in a relationship with you. Because trust and believe, this is not everybody. There are plenty of communities outside of the one that you are in who are living very different lives than the one that you're living, right? I, in this iteration of my life, do not even know men who would do half the things that I hear about, especially my Black women friends going through. Like, I don't even know men who would be allowed to do that in their family setting. I don't know men who would be allowed to do that in their communities. They would literally be ostracized. It is not at all acceptable for them to behave this way. And that is the thing that you have to realize. They are a part of an entire community that has enabled them to behave this way. And you just have to cut that entire thing off. If that involves moving somewhere, getting a different job, starting over in a new place, do what you have to do to make a new life for yourself, because you don't want to keep this cycle going for 10, 15, 20, 25 years and then look back and be like, I wish that I had just made a different choice. I wish that I had just allowed myself to be happy and moved on somewhere else with a different group of people. Just go ahead and do it now. Now, ladies, that's going to be it for me. If you've enjoyed this video, then please leave a like below and consider subscribing. Again, my name is Azalea Dawn, and on my channel, I talk about leveling up, femininity, elegance, and hypergamy. And if any of these topics are of interest to you, then please check out the rest of the videos on my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye.